We are back at the land for the 10th time. We had to come back up for some unforeseen negative information. However, praying to the Most High that we get some good news today. But yes, we are here trying to basically get septic figured out. We had news that said that septic was, the land didn't perk basically. And now we have contacted soil scientists and everything to come back out and kind of give us a final yay or nay. But praying that we get a yes so that all of our efforts have not been wasted. But stay tuned and I will take you along on this process and see what happens. So this will be the start of the driveway coming into here. And then you have the flags on either side. So this is the, I guess, width of the driveway. And we keep walking. But as they perk the soil to put septic, the areas we put our sites for our first phase of our, land layout, it didn't perk for the RV pads. So, again, praying that things change. Yep, this is site 1, here and here.
And this is site 2.
Yep, okay. Site 2. Let's see how it feels to walk. Yeah, I want to see how it feels to walk. How much space is in between the sites too. We wanted at least 75 feet minimum between RV sites so that we could have some green space, some space to maneuver. This is 3, and then we have site 4. Yeah, they're offset pretty decently. And then, so it's about, 75 feet, maybe a little more between spaces. And then we got somebody over there that bought it, bought the land beside us. But all of this is ours, plus behind the tree line.
So the 10 had to put a French drain in.
Yep.
And that means what?
So in order for them to put it down here, you're probably going to have to require a soil scientist. When she gets here, we can ask her what she says, or an infiltrator. An infiltrator system is what a French drain concept. So French drain, all it does is drain the groundwater, goes into rock, into a pipe, and dissipates quicker. And it's all so you can't see it. An infiltrator system is that exact same concept, just named differently.
Got it.
So all a French drain is where I got to put the leach field, which is your drainage field for your water. So when you go in your home, there may be an inspector. Hold on.
Sit.
Spam.
Sit.
As usual.
Yeah, but I'm waiting on her
Sit.
to call me. But so
Sit.
in a normal system, when you go to the bathroom, shower, all that stuff goes into a tank. An underground tank. That's a septic tank. A lot of city folk don't have them. They have city
We
sewer.
actually have 2 septic tanks. So.
Okay, so you know the tank. You have it comes into inside of it how it works. It goes into
So the one that holds the solids.
the solids, and then it has a baffle in between. It separates it, and then there's a
And
pipe
then-
coming out the other side. So all the solids get stuck on one side. The waters come out, and that water goes down into a leach field, and that is what we're talking about out here. This out here does not perk. Perk means it doesn't drain because it's saturated wet. We didn't have rain for a week when she tested it, and it was still too wet to perk. So in order to get it to perk, you have to get a specialist
some higher ground.
or higher ground. So in order to do your leach field that you're talking about, I'm trying to keep it on one thing or the other. She's coming out here to test up here because I said you're willing to move your system But she was saying, well, with this design here, it has to go down here in one of these low grounds, which didn't perk. So she said it wouldn't drain. So instead of failing it, she called me and said, hey, it's going to fail unless she sends it to a specialist and pays, you know, an outside scientist to test it and do his thing. They're going to require an infiltrator system. They're going to have to design it. So you're going to have engineer designing. They can't design it as a state. So you're going to add $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000 just in designing before I even touch it on top of my septic install state. And then I have to add whatever they design, which would be your infiltrator or French drain. So all this groundwater has to drain away from where
it's saturated.
It's saturated. So I'd have to put a circle all the way around, which is a minimum 100-foot long, because the leach field, each line, you're gonna have 3 lines. Each line is 100 feet long by 3 feet wide with 6 feet in between it. So you're gonna have 20-foot leach field this direction, and then it's gonna have to tie into 100 and some feet leach field that direction, and then all tie into a pipe and go all there.
Still got tied into from the RV sites.
Then each one of them, that's completely different.
Yep.
So that's not even part of any quote. So running from the sites to the tank, you can't tie the sites into the leach field. The sites, see where this is sitting, where your sites are, is ground level with your leach field. So you have to get it to the tank first, and then the tank to the leach field. And that's where the pump station, so you'd have to have 2. You know, all the stuff goes into one spot, pump uphill into the second, and then back down to your leach field.
Oh no.
So that's why I'm saying, in order for you to have campsites, these campsites have to be higher. And if you look at the ground, you can see where the flags are versus how it goes up. If you put a tank up there, there's no way to have your poop water or pee water go uphill. It has to go uphill in order to come back downhill, because gravity is going to bring the water out of it. So that's why I'm saying these sites are going to have to move up, and wherever the tank is will be my grade, and I'll have to raise your sites up 4 inches higher than your tank. And then the leach field has to go down at least 4 inches from the tank. And then once it goes into the first one, then it doesn't matter, as long as it's going downhill. Each line is perfectly level. To fill this in anyway, so I can raise the sites up to get me 4 inches of fall. And I can move the driveway that way or this way, depending on where you say Perk's better. I'm assuming the leach field's going to go along your bank.
Hi, Shauna. My name is Mimi. Nice to talk to you on the phone.
I'm Mira.
Mira, nice
This is
to
my
meet you.
daughter.
Does he got
Genesis.
Pyrenees?
Hmm?
Does he have Pyrenees in him?
No, she's a Turkish Kangal. Full-blooded Kangal. But they're similar.
So y'all are wanting to do 4 campsites? Okay. So if everything goes good today, I will need a message from you saying it's not a 5-bedroom house. It's 4 like
I got you.
campsites.
Okay.
Because
do
we
that.
do that differently. It's based off gallons per day instead of like how many bedrooms you have.
Okay.
So it'd be like 4 of them would be 100 gallons a day.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
So this up here is cars, and so when you have cars, you have to have a 6-inch buffer to rock. Your system, you don't want it to be in like sitting on top of rock, because it doesn't have any soils to like the fluent to go through.
Okay.
So I'm basically making sure there's no rock.
Okay. Oh man.
This looks a lot better than
What'd you hit down there?
wet soils. So soils were good, but they showed signs of wetness. And if it shows signs of wetness, only a soil scientist can say if it's the type of soil that can be drained.
Did you hit any clay in your 2-foot of digging?
Oh, there's always clay.
Up here is a lot. Some solid clay that's not really wet.
This hole was pretty good. Can't remember exactly where I dug. There was another hole.
That's so.
So when you have a system, I have to find enough for your initial and your duplication and good soils. So I'll be digging multiple holes.
Okay.
Initially there's going to be 100 foot long, and then she has to have a duplicate.
We're trying to get
which
to
you
it
can't
as soon
build
as
on.
possible.
That
Out of
matches
Georgia.
it. This would be a
Is it what kind? Black specks. And it's the little tiny black specks. Let's see.
You do this for a living, so you probably have more of an eye for it.
You'll see tiny little dots like that,
Oh, say.
and you can kind of like do this with them.
I see it right here.
And it's manganese, manganese, but it also means your soils are leaching. If you see gray, that's bad, it's out. But this is just a little bit of wetness.
Okay. So is this looking okay?
Yeah.
Yay!
It's inches and those are feet. So you can walk around like this and it just turns. Then if you don't like how far it is, you back up and it subtracts it.
You see some more?
Forward, see the
You
numbers
can
down
touch it, baby.
there? There you go. You ain't gonna hurt it. I ran over it with a machine.
You see the numbers, buddy?
Yeah, so now you can tell how far it is. So if you want to see how far it is from here to that truck, you just walk to it. And it takes all the thinking out of it.
Hey YouTube, so today we are headed into the electricity company to get permits because guess what happened yesterday? Our land perked. So we are excited to get things started because they said it's about 2 to 3 weeks to get permits to get electricity, and that's what we're doing. So excited. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated.
You get called by them, then they will go out and look at the property and do an estimate, okay? This is just a list of everything, obviously, like you done have your 911 address, but that gives you an idea of requirements as you go along,
Okay.
okay? I can give you the application to take with you. There's nothing we can do at this point until they've come out.
Who comes out?
The engineering department. That's who will call you in about 4 or 5 weeks, and they'll go out and look at it and do an estimate. Okay.
An estimate on how much it's gonna cost for the power pole? Okay, so do you guys, I talked with Shauna that did our perk test. And I thought that all we had to do was come down here and fill out the paperwork for this and then let them know the location. Is that not it? So you said they'll call me to
go out to the property
and do an estimate of what? So is
And
there,
once the estimate's done, then you'll come back and you'll pay the estimate to get the job done. Like if we need to set a pole or something, we do not put up the base or anything for the RV. That's your
oh
responsibility.
yeah, I understand that. But just the pole, so we'll have 4 sites, but that one pole will just need to power the 4 sites?
I don't have any idea, ma'am. I'm not an engineer. That'll be up to them.
Okay.
They will draw that out when they come out to the property.
Okay, so do you know how many feet we get for free before we have to pay for it?
We don't do any free.
None?
No, we sure don't.
I may not be at the right place then because I think they told me that it was a 300.
Now,
From the-
free, you can put 300 feet between poles, but I don't consider that being free. I don't know. What
I know we have to pay for the power pole.
Yeah.
I know that, but I was told that from the road to where the pole is gonna be set, that as long as it's within 300 feet, that we don't have to pay.
They allow 300 feet between poles.
Well, that's what I was asking you. Okay. All right, so I guess we'll wait for that from there.
Yeah. They're 4 or 5 weeks out right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good morning, YouTube. I don't normally do this, but I just wanted to share some thoughts on how I was having this morning. So last night we just got back from the land, getting the perk test done, getting approved, and then going to the electricity company, getting permits, you know, to get the electricity turned on. Everything went great. Well, I got some unfortunate news. We are in the trucking industry and we own our own company. So everything has been going great for the past couple of months. And then I get a call from my husband saying that, you know, he was on a load and he pretty much had to pull over on the side of the road because his axle was smoking. Well, his truck was smoking. He couldn't go forward. He had to pull over and, you know, it ended up being his axle. We thought it was a hub, but it was an axle on his truck, his rear end axle, which now puts us in a difficult spot. And anybody that's purchased land, bought a house, even rented and had to rent a U-Haul to move your stuff, put first month's rent down, last month's rent, whatever, you know, it costs a lot of money to do anything moving wise relocating wise. And so that was very much unseen and not the best information we needed coming off of a high from the land. Well, as I'm riding now to go to see my husband, because we have a backup truck, we're taking the truck to him, me and my mom, and he's gonna use that truck to finish the load he's on, and then he's gonna come back and get his truck out of the shop. Preferably he makes enough money to get it out of the shop. Well, all I can think about this morning is how the Most High has put my family through in situations where our faith has been tested to the point where we realize we are not our own source. Like, jobs aren't our source, income, money is not our source. He's our source. He's the one that provides the opportunities to work, the opportunities for money to come into our bank accounts. And when we're on zero, he's still the one that provided. So the scripture says that, you know, the Lord's Prayer is like, you know, give us our daily bread. And he does. He gives us our daily bread. We've never gone hungry. We've never gone without. And so I just want to encourage anybody that's watching this to say, when you feel like, you know, there's no way out, think about the things that you do have, the good that's in your life. Because guess what? It could be worse. And I'm just thankful this morning that I have breath in my lungs. I'm able to maneuver. I'm able to have a car. I'm able to feed my children. And we're able to get things done, regardless of what it looks like financially on the other side, on the digital side of our bank account. I know that he's going to provide and get us out. So I just want to encourage somebody, as I encourage myself, and say thank you for following along on this journey. And you'll get little tidbits of our personal life, because this ain't easy, y'all. I just got back, 6-hour drive to Ireland, and now I'm driving another 2.5 hours to see my husband, and 2.5 hours back. I am tired, and I am 7.5 months pregnant with 3 kids. So in the car back there. So I just want to say, have a blessed day, blessed morning, blessed night, whatever it may be for you. And thank you for following with this journey. Because you don't know